in this space. Time for some winter sowing. That way we can have things that appreciate the winter cold weather stratification and have them ready to go once spring arrives. It'll be ahead of the game. Things like poppies, artichokes, some chives. That's what I'm going to work on. I like to use these because I got them for free from my neighbor. They're already washed, all ready to go. So it does provide a whole lot more sun through the clear plastic versus the milky white jugs, but I think that will still do well. So basically you're going to cut around, and I'll show this to you. You're going to also give yourself some holes for drain, and then your lid will come off so that it can vent and also allow some water to go through. So real quick, let me just show you adding some soil, and I'm going to wet my soil so we can start off wet. But you can also, after that, mist so that your seeds will be wet. Some people add a lot of seeds just to see what's going to germinate. And this one I'm going to use some poppies. These are Iceland poppies. They are good for cut flowers, and they do appreciate this cold, cold weather. These are hard to see. They're so dark and they look the same color as your dirt. So I'm going to sprinkle on top, and then I'll wet it in with my mister. You want on the inside to have your tag. On the outside, you would normally use duct tape. What I have for today's demonstration is packing tape all the way around. Duct tape allows you to write on it and you won't lose the writing. But what I have right now is some packing tape. Still have the handles on top so I can move them around. So I want them to be in a sunny location, want the lid off, and I want my handle in order to move them around. And then if it's not going to rain very often, it'll be great. You can go ahead, mist through the top to give yourself a little bit more moisture. And then just keep an eye on it. I'm also going to do some artichokes because I love some artichokes. I'm not eating the artichokes. Instead, I'm going to have a patch and try to get them to bloom. In this one, you also cut around, give yourself a little bit of a handle, and then you're going to add, carefully without cutting your own self, some holes at the bottom. So make sure you have a really sharp knife. Okay. And it pops right back to its original shape. Adding your soil. I would not be too careful about what kind of soil. It does not need special seed starting soil. Just get you some soil. Don't make it too difficult on yourself. And then the artichokes. This is a golden globe. They like to winterize. Oops, all I have in one package. So I'm going to plant them all. I'll place them in here. These I'll cover with some dirt. And then re-wet. We're about to get some real cold weather coming up. Right now we're in the high 60s and 70s. I need my tag. So don't forget what's in there. take off the lid so it can vent, and you can move it around with your handle. So let me put one together for you. Taking off the label so that you can have a clear view. Now, when you put them up close to your house, make sure it's not underneath where the roof is hanging over. It won't get much of the rain or snow. I'm going to come up 1, 2, 3, 4. And with a real sharp knife. I'm going to stop where I can have a little bit hanging on. Then also, putting in the holes was really difficult. Okay, so I have my drain holes. Adding whatever dirt you have. They're going to stay outside. Now, some of us don't realize, but the cilantro loves the cold, and it actually will become a beautiful herb plant in the cold versus it's being sold in the late spring and the summer gets too hot. So this one's going to be my cilantro or my coriander seeds. I'm going to see what actually germinates. It's going to love the 30 and 20 degrees that we're about to get. And then wet it down real good. Remember, keep an eye on your precipitation, making sure that you have good water throughout the winter. Good moisture. And then the lid is off. That way it can vent and get the precipitation. Let's see how this goes. Let me know what you're going to grow and follow for more.